Today our topic is the impact of US atomic bombing on Hiroshima and Nagasaki. And we have to discuss on the circumference of devastation. There are a lot of questions we can and every individual or analyst can create about this atomic bombing. Some questions we will discuss here. What impact did the atomic bomb have on Hiroshima and Nagasaki? In brief, we can answer this question. The two atom bombs dropped on Japan in 1945, which killed and maimed hundreds of thousands of people, and their effects are still being felt today. By the end of 1945, the bombing had killed an estimated 140,000 people in Hiroshima and a further 74,000 in Nagasaki. The devastation radius of the atomic bomb was the total destruction from the atomic blast within 1 mile, followed by fires across the northern portion of the city to 2 miles south of where the bomb had been dropped. What suddenly happened when the atomic bomb was dropped on Hiroshima? On August 6, 1945, the American bomber Enola Gay dropped a 5-ton bomb over the Japanese city of Hiroshima, a blast equivalent to the power of 15,000 tons of TNT, reduced 4 square miles of the city to ruins and immediately killed 80,000 people. Japanese cities of Hiroshima and Nagasaki were totally destroyed on August 6 and 9, 1945, respectively. The two bombings killed between 129,000 and 226,000 people, most of whom were civilians, and remain the only users of nuclear weapons in armed conflict. Did Japan know about the atomic bomb? Indeed, a common refrain in letters to the editor and debates about the bomb is the Japanese were warned, but there was never any specific warning to the cities that had been chosen as targets for the atomic bomb prior to the weapon's first use. The important question is about why did US attack Japan? If we see the objectives, the Japanese attack had several major aims. So to retaliate those aims, or to end up those aims, the atomic weapon was used by US. Here we will discuss about the aims of the Japan. Japan intended to destroy important American fleet units, thereby preventing the Pacific Fleet from interfering with Japanese conquest of the Dutch East Indies and Malaya, and to enable Japan to conquer Southeast Asia without interference. So to enforce Japan to be surrendered before the Allies, the atomic weapon was testified on Japanese population. There were two types of bombs which were dropped by the two pilots. The Little Boy and Fat Man were the names of these atomic bombs. These were the code name of the atomic weapons that were detonated over the Japanese city of Nagasaki by the United States and the Hiroshima. It was the second of the only two nuclear weapons ever used in warfare, the first being Little Boy, and its detonation marked the third nuclear explosion in history. The radius of killing or kill radius of nuclear bomb, if we measure, that was the death rate, which was highly likely, and radiation poisoning is almost certain if one is caught in the open with no terrain or building masking effects within a radius of 3 km from a 1 megaton airburst, and the 50% chance of death from the blast extends out to 8 km from the same 1 megaton atmospheric explosion. The explosion, which is estimated in megaton, is the scale to measure the devastative circumference. Why was Hiroshima chosen? Hiroshima was chosen because it had not been targeting during the US Air Force's conventional bombing raids on Japan, and was therefore regarded as being a suitable place to test the effects of an atomic bomb. It was also an important military base of the Japan. Why did America bomb Japan? Although the German was the leading power against the Allies, so that has initiated the war, and why the total revenge on Japan was imposed. The US wished to prevent any possibility that the Soviet Union would occupy Japan, whilst the US troops were still far away, and so consolidate Soviet influence. The US dropped the first atomic bomb on the city of Hiroshima, and on 9 August the Soviet Union entered the war in Asia as was promised. Why the second atomic bomb was dropped? The Soviet forces were overwhelming Japanese positions in Manchuria, and Japan appeared set to surrender to the Allied powers. If there was any rationale, it was technical or strategic in nature, to demonstrate the power of the world's first plutonium bomb. What was the long-term effects of Hiroshima and Nagasaki? It thrust the world into the atomic age, changing warfare and geopolitical relations forever. Less than a month later, the US dropped 2 nuclear weapons on Hiroshima and Nagasaki, Japan, further proving it was now possible to obliterate large swaths of land and kill masses of people in seconds. Originally answered about the Japan retaliation, why it was not happened, why did Japan not retaliate after Hiroshima? After the US dropped the nuclear bomb on Japan, why did not Japan fight back? Japan did not fight back because to do so, as far as they knew, would mean total and utter annihilation at the hands of atomic bombs. Was there any third atomic bomb which was ready to be dropped on the Japan? According to the declassified conversation, there was a third bomb set to be dropped on August 19th. This third shot would have been a second Fat Man bomb, like the one dropped on Nagasaki. These officials also outlined a plan for the US to drop as many as 7 more bombs by the end of the October. Was the bombing of Hiroshima and Nagasaki a war crime? Peter Kusnik, director of the Nuclear Studies Institute at American University, wrote of President Truman, he knew he was beginning the process of annihilation of the species. Kusnik said the atomic bombing of Japan was not just a war crime, it was a crime against humanity and also a cause of American white supremacist. It was a racialism. It was a hatred and it was abhorrer against the Japanese. If America would not enter into war, then what would be the situation? The scholars have analyzed many such discussions and debates have been carried out. The short answer is that the American entry into World War II only it was possible because Japan would have consolidated its position of supremacy in East Asia, and that the war in Europe could have dropped on for longer than it did. So it was seemingly an outcome that Japan would be emerged a superpower in East Asia. Only to maintain the surrender of the Japan, America intervened into the war. Who has decided to attack Japan with atomic weapon, which was a power absolutism, which was a new device have been invented by the America, and America was telling the world that I have a such predominant power. After destroying the world, even destroying a specific nation, the President Harry S. Truman authorized the attack on Hiroshima. The US B-29 bombard aircraft, the Enola Gay, dropped the nuclear bomb, codenamed Little Boy, on August 6, 1945. The pilot who dropped the Fat Man bomb on Nagasaki, named Charles W. Sweeney, a retired Air Force Major General who was the only pilot to observe from the cockpit both nuclear blasts that devastated the Japanese city of Hiroshima and Nagasaki and brought World War II to an end. The general description of devastation caused by the atomic explosions on Hiroshima and Nagasaki. In considering the devastation in the two cities, it should be remembered that the cities' differences in shape and topography resulted in great differences in damages. Hiroshima was all on low, flat ground and was roughly circular in shape. Nagasaki was much cut up by hills and mountain spurs with no regularity to its shape. In Hiroshima, almost everything up to about 1 mile from X was completely destroyed, except for a small number of heavily reinforced concrete buildings, most of which were specially designed to withstand earthquake shock, which were not collapsed by the blast. Most of these buildings had their interiors completely gutted, and all windows, doors, sashes and frames ripped out. In Nagasaki, nearly everything within 1/2 mile of the explosion was destroyed, including heavy structures. All Japan's homes were destroyed within 1/2 miles from X. Underground air raid shelters with earth-covered roofs immediately below the explosion had their roofs caved in, but beyond 1/2 miles from X, they suffered no damage. In Nagasaki, 1,500 feet from X, high-quality steel frame buildings were not completely collapsed, but the entire building suffered mass distortion and all panels and roofs were blown in. In Nagasaki, 2,000 feet from X, reinforced concrete buildings with 10 inches walls and 6 inches floors were collapsed. Reinforced concrete buildings with 4 inches walls and roofs were standing, but were badly damaged. At 2,000 feet, some 9 inches concrete walls were completely destroyed. In Nagasaki, 3,500 feet from X, church buildings with 18 inches brick walls were completely destroyed. 12 inches brick walls were severely cracked as far as 5,000 feet. In Hiroshima, 4,400 feet from X, multi-story brick buildings were completely demolished. In Nagasaki, similar buildings were destroyed to 5,300 feet. In Hiroshima, roof tiles were bubbled, melted by the flash heat out to 4,000 feet from X. In Nagasaki, the same effect was observed to 6,500 feet. In Hiroshima, steel frame buildings were destroyed 4,200 feet from X and to 4,800 feet in Nagasaki. In both cities, the mass destruction of large steel buildings was observed out to 4,500 feet from X. In Nagasaki, reinforced concrete smoke stacks with 8 inches walls, especially designed to withstand earthquake shocks, were overturned up to 4,000 feet from X. In Hiroshima, steel frame buildings suffered severe structural damage up to 5,700 feet from X. And in Nagasaki, the same damage was sustained as far as 6,000 feet. In Nagasaki, 9 inches brick walls were heavily cracked to 5,000 feet, were moderately cracked to 6,000 feet, and slightly cracked to 8,000 feet. In both cities, light concrete buildings collapsed out to 4,700 feet. In Hiroshima, multi-story brick buildings suffered structural damage up to 6,600 feet, and in Nagasaki up to 6,500 feet from X. In both cities, overhead electric installations were destroyed up to 5,500 feet, and trolley cars were destroyed up to 5,500 feet and damaged to 10,500 feet. Flash ignition of dry combustible material was observed as far as 6,400 feet from X in Hiroshima and in Nagasaki as far as 10,000 feet from X. Several damage to gas holders occurred out to 6,500 feet in both cities. All Japanese homes were seriously damaged up to 6,500 feet in Hiroshima and to 8,000 feet in Nagasaki. Most Japanese homes were damaged up to 8,000 feet in Hiroshima and 10,500 feet in Nagasaki. The hillsides in Nagasaki were scorched by the flash radiation of heat as far as 8,000 feet from X. This scorching gave the hillsides the appearance of premature autumn. In Nagasaki, very heavy plaster damage was observed in many buildings up to 9,000 feet. Moderate damage was sustained as far as 12,000 feet and light damage up to 15,000 feet. The flash charring of wooden telegraph poles was observed up to 9,500 feet from X in Hiroshima and to 11,000 feet in Nagasaki. Some reports indicate flash burns as far as 13,000 feet from X in both places. Severe displacement of roof tiles was observed up to 8,000 feet in Hiroshima and to 10,000 feet in Nagasaki. In Nagasaki, very heavy damage to window frames and doors was observed up to 8,000 feet and light damage up to 12,000 feet. Roofs and wall coverings on steel frame buildings were destroyed out to 11,000 feet. Although the sources of many fires were difficult to trace accurately, it is believed that fires were started by primary heat radiation as far as 15,000 feet from X. Root damage extended as far as 16,000 feet from X in Hiroshima and in Nagasaki. The actual collapse of buildings was observed at the extreme range of 23,000 feet from X in Nagasaki. Although complete window damage was observed only up to 12,000 feet from X, some window damage occurred in Nagasaki up to 40,000 feet and actual breakage of glass occupied up to 60,000 feet. Heavy fire damage was sustained in a circular area in Hiroshima with a mean radius of about 6,000 feet and a maximum radius of about 11,000 feet. Similar heavy damage occurred in Nagasaki south of X up to 10,000 feet, where it was stopped on a river course. In Hiroshima, over 60,000 of 90,000 buildings were destroyed or severely damaged by the atomic bomb. This figure represents over 67% of the city's structures. In Nagasaki, 14,000 or 27% of 52,000 residences were completely destroyed and 5,400 or 10% were half destroyed. Only 12% remained undamaged. This destruction was limited by the layout of the city. The following is a summary of the damage. Before the bombing and before the destruction, the total buildings and houses in Nagasaki were total in number 50,000, percentage 100%, blasted not burnt 2,652 and 5.3%, and blasted and burned 11,494, 23%, blasted and are burned 14,146, 28.3%, partially burned or blasted 5,441 and 10.9%. Total buildings and houses destroyed 19,587 and 39.2%. Undamaged 30,413 and 60.8%. In Hiroshima, all utilities and transportation services were disrupted for varying lengths of time. In general, our services were restored about as rapidly as they could be used by the depleted population. Through railroad service was in order in Hiroshima on 8 August, and electric power was available in most of the surviving parts on 7 August, the day after the bombing. The reservoir of the city was not damaged, being nearly 2 miles from X. However, 70,000 breaks in water pipes in buildings and dwellings were caused by the blast and fire effects. Rolling transportation suffered extensive damage. The damage to railroad tracks and roads was comparatively small. However, the electric power transmission and distribution systems were badly wrecked. The telephone system was approximately 80% damaged and no service was restored until 15 August. Despite the customary Japanese lack of attention to sanitation measures, no major epidemic broke out in the bombed cities, although the conditions following the bombings makes this fact seem surprising. The experience of other bombed cities in both Germany and Japan show Hiroshima and Nagasaki not to be isolated cases. The atomic explosion over Nagasaki affected an overall area of approximately 42.9 square miles, of which about 8.5 square miles were water and only about 9.8 square miles were built up, the remainder being partially settled. Approximately 36% of the built-up areas were seriously damaged. The area most severely damaged had an average radius of about 1 mile and covered about 2.9 square miles, of which 2.4 were built up. In Nagasaki, buildings with structural steel frames, principally the Mitsubishi plant, as far as 6,000 feet from X, were severely damaged. These buildings were typical of wartime mill construction in America and Great Britain, except that some of the frames were somewhat less substantial. The damage consisted of windows broken out 100%, steel sashes ripped out or bent, corrugated metal and corrugated asbestos roofs and sidings ripped off, roofs bent or destroyed, roof trusses collapsed, columns bent and cracked, and concrete foundations for columns rotated. Damage to buildings with structural steel frames was more severe where the buildings received the effect of the blast on their sides than where the blast hit the ends of the buildings, because the buildings had more stiffness, resistance to negative moment at the top of columns in a longitudinal direction. Many of the lightly constructed steel frame buildings collapsed completely, while some of the heavily constructed to carry the weight of heavy cranes and loads were stripped off roof and siding, but the frames were only partially injured. The next most seriously damaged area in Nagasaki lies outside the 2.9 square miles just described and embraces approximately 4.2 square miles, of which 29% was built up. The damage from blast and fire was moderate here, but in some portions of main business districts, many secondary fires started and spread rapidly, resulting in about as much overall destruction as in areas much closer to X. An area of partial damage by blast and fire lies just outside the one just described and comprises approximately 35.8 square miles. Of this area, roughly 1/6 was built up and 1/4 was water. The extent of damage varied from serious severe damage to roofs and windows in the main business section of Nagasaki, 2.5 miles from X, to minor broken or occasionally broken windows at a distance of 7 miles southeast of X. As intended, the bomb was exploded at an almost ideal location over Nagasaki to do the maximum damage to industry, including the Mitsubishi Steel and Arms Works, the Mitsubishi Urakami Ordnance Works, Torpedo Works, and numerous factories, factory training schools, and other industrial establishments, with a minimum destruction of dwellings and consequently a minimum amount of casualties. Had the bomb been dropped further south, the Mitsubishi Urakami Ordnance Works would not have been so severely damaged, but the main business and residential districts of Nagasaki would have sustained much greater damage casualties. Calculations show that the structural steel and reinforced concrete frames which survived the blast fairly close to X could not have withstood the estimated peak pressures developed against the total areas presented by the sides and roof of the buildings. The survival of these frames is explained by the fact that they were not actually required to withstand the peak pressure because the windows were quickly knocked out and roof and siding stripped off, thereby reducing total area and relieving the pressure. While this saved the building frame, it permitted severe damage to building interior and contents and injuries to the building occupants. Buildings without large panel openings through which the pressure could dissipate were completely crushed, even when their frames were as strong as those which survived. The damage sustained by reinforced concrete buildings depended both on the proximity to X and the type and strength of the reinforced concrete construction. Some of the buildings with reinforced concrete frames also had reinforced concrete walls, ceilings, and partitions, while others had brick or concrete tile walls covered either with plaster or ornamental stone, with partitions of metal, glass, and plaster. With the exception of the Nagasaki Medical School and Hospital Group, which was designed to withstand earthquakes and was therefore of heavier construction than most American structures, most of the reinforced concrete structures could be classified only as fair, with concrete of low strength and density, with many of the columns, beams, and slabs under-designed and improperly reinforced. These facts account for some of the structural failures which occurred. In general, the atomic bomb explosion damaged all windows and ripped out, bent, or twisted most of the steel window or door sashes, ripped doors from the hinges, damaged all suspended wood, metal, and plastered ceilings. The blast concussion also caused great damage to equipment by tumbling and battering. Fires, generally of secondary origin, consumed practically all combustible material, caused plaster to crack off, burned all wooden trim, stair covering, wooden frames of wooden suspended ceilings, beds, mattresses, and mats, and fused glass, ruined all equipment not already destroyed by the blast, ruined all electrical wiring, plumbing, and caused spalling of concrete columns and beams in many of the rooms. The British mission to Japan interrupted their observations of the destruction of buildings to apply to similar construction of their own as follows. A similar bomb exploding in a similar fashion would produce the following effects on normal British houses. If we examine those, 1,000 yards from X, it would cause complete collapse. 1 mile from X, it would damage the houses beyond repair. 1.5 miles from X, it would render them uninhabitable without extensive repair, particularly to roof timbers. Up to 2.5 miles from X, it would render them uninhabitable until first aid repairs had been carried out. The fire damage in both cities was tremendous, but was more complete in Hiroshima than in Nagasaki. The effect of the fire was to change profoundly the appearance of the city and to leave the central part bare, except to some reinforced concrete and steel frames. Objects such as the safes, chimney, stacks, and pieces of twisted steel sheet metal. The fire damage resulted more from the properties of the cities themselves than from those of the bombs. The conflagration in Hiroshima caused high winds to spring up as air was drawn in toward the center of the burning area, creating a firestorm. The wind velocity in the city had been less than 5 miles per hour before the bombing, but the fire wind attained a velocity of 30 to 40 miles per hour. These great winds restricted the perimeter of the fire, but greatly added to the damage of the conflagration within the perimeter and caused the deaths of many persons who might otherwise have escaped. In Nagasaki, very severe damage was caused by the fires, but no extensive fire storm engulfed the city. In both cities, some of the fires close to X were no doubt started by the ignition of highly combustible material such as paper, straw, and dry cloth. Upon the instantaneous radiation of heat from the nuclear explosions, the presence of large amounts of unburnt combustible materials near X, however, indicated that even though the heat of the blast was very intense, its duration was insufficient to raise the temperature of many materials to the kindling point, except in cases where conditions were ideal. The majority of the fires were of secondary origin, starting from the usual electrical short circuits, broken gas lines, overturned stoves, open fires, charcoal braziers, lamps, etc., following collapse or serious damage from the direct blast. So, technically, we can not encompass the total destruction of the situation. The statistical data is available in the American archives and also in the Japanese archives.